The digital banking experience in 2022, the customer expectation and friction points, and I will invite Bogdan Popa, Vice President Operations and Technology at Raiffisen Bank, to join us. Adrian Moraru, Senior Sales Manager, InfoCert, Romania. Radu, Ionescu, Director, Product Management at Mastercard, and we have also on Zoom, Kostas Fiakas, Chief Strategy Officer at Lykos. Hello, Kostas. Hope you can hear us.
Hello.
Let me just take. Okay, so I have to do the introductions again, or you can please present because you just switched with Adrian. Works.
Yes, it was a small substitution, so I substitute my colleague Adrian. Because we saw that the topic of this panel didn't cover only Romania, but also other countries, as I am in InfoCert responsible for the international market. So we saw that maybe it's better that I participate.
Okay, so we have this topic about on customer expectations and friction points. So I will dive deep into the first one, customer expectations, and I will ask Bogdan. I know that you are one of the banks that did a lot of digital transformation in the last years, and I wanted to know, first of all, what are the key products in the digital space, and what is the demand for such digital interactions with the clients, because we all see a lot of remote banking after the pandemic that is currently expanding, I'm guessing.
Thanks, Razvan. First of all, good afternoon from my side. I'm happy to be here. Brașov is a special city for Raiffisen because we have an operational center here, which is, by the way, like 200 meters away from this location. And we have more than 500 people working there in the call center and some back office operations. So I'm glad to be here. Now, a little bit of context. If I would summarize a little bit the trends in digital and how we should look at things, I like to mention two figures. When we talk about Raiffisen, we have 1.2 million clients doing digital on a monthly basis with us, digital operations, and this is 3 times more than 5 years ago. Okay. And also we have today in Raiffisen 600 people working in IT, which is a significant part of our team, and this is double than 5 years ago. So this just to give a little bit of a size. When we started the digital journey for our clients, we looked into the biggest, let's say, value streams for the clients, and we started with the digital for the daily banking, for the transactional part. And now we have like payments, current account, and FX fully 100% digital. We are not even allowing them in the branches anymore. Second, we moved into the savings, and again for private individuals today, saving accounts and deposits are available just on the digital front, so no operations in the branches. We were one of the first banks to stop cash operations in our branches also, so we do cash now only at machines in all our units. We moved then into lending for private individuals, consumer lending. Now 20% on a monthly basis of the lending or the unsecured lending are initiated in the digital channels. Also lending for micro companies, we do digital, a lot of them. And we grow each and every month, each and every sprint, let's say, we put features. But when you talk about digital, it's not just adding features to the existing ones, but also making sure that the features are used, so the features have reached to our clients. And this is a second important step, which goes into how we promote, how was the adoption rate, what's the UX of our features. On the things that we have recently done, we have launched this year a loyalty app, which puts in connection our corporate and SME clients with our private individual clients. It's like a discount platform. And we have enrolled already in less than half a year 200,000 clients on this app. We work on the KYC to be done automatically and digitally. So we are investing a lot on the digital front.
A lot of transformations during the last 3 years.
And our view is that once we have a feature in digital, we have to ramp it up to get to a reach where we can switch it to digital only.
Okay, got it. I will go to Kostas now, and can you hear us, right? Yeah,
yes,
perfect.
Yes,
okay, after the pandemic, I know that we had a previous chat about that, but after the pandemic, it was a massive push towards digital transformation. But 2022 was a very special year, so I wanted to know, how do you feel the demand for digital transformation from your projects, of course, during the last month, and I would say, like, I don't know, 6 months, I guess.
Right. First of all, I want to say that congratulations for the event, and I'm really happy to be among these esteemed professionals. Taking your question, definitely, there are various conditions that are affecting the market, like the inflation, the interest rates, war, and there is one way to move on, and I believe this is the growth. We need to see the growth potential. This means that we need to see more market, making pivots. So digital transformation is a very important factor for all the enterprises, including banks. And we see that now the trend is already there, moving from branches-based banking to online banking, offering all possible easiness and for products and services to its customers. And within this trend, we are also getting a position, and we are also supporting these plans by offering virtual assistants, either for customers or for internal users, as we still have a lot of remote work. We support fully journeys for digital customer onboarding, for making KYC, KYB, also providing a video banking solution for personal or private customers. And something that we are very well positioned in our banking sector has to do with the document digitization, offering the full scope end-to-end.
Would you expect the crisis to slow down any investments in digital transformation, or on the contrary, to speed things up?
I believe that it will not slow down, but it will be focused investments. So the customer-centric investments are going to move on, like the ones that I mentioned before, that has to do with the easiness to offering product and service to the customers, like digital customer onboarding, the KYC, KYB, the virtual assistants, all these and much more areas from analytics, big data, are going to move on. These are key things, are vital things, not only for banking sector, but all financial institutions to invest and move on.
Okay, thanks. I will switch to more e-commerce space, let's say, and I will ask Radu about some interesting developments that we've seen in the last years. I'm guessing 2 years ago we had strong customer authentication changes. So how payments, how I expected, at least from my side, I expected retailers and banks to make quick improvements there in customer experience and use lots of behavior data to simplify the experience. That was the story, at least when PSD2 was, I don't know, implemented there at that point. But I didn't notice some big improvements there. As a customer of e-commerce in e-commerce payments, so I would ask you here what's to be done. I mean, how we can easily pay and from one click maybe in order to authorize an e-commerce payment with at least trustworthy retailers.
So I think I heard like 10 questions.
Yeah,
in
sorry.
One, actually. So hello everyone. First, it's the first time after a long, long time, for me at least, to be in a room full with so many people. So I'm a little bit nervous and excited. Sorry for that. Now, talking about the first part, I'm just trying to put my mind together how to answer it. So I think that we all heard today that all banks, all merchants just plunged into the digital space, right? Everybody invested heavily into the digital space, and kudos to all of you. I mean, I was really impressed to see that. Now, PSD2 and strong customer authentication and RTS created a momentum for digital payments, right? So all of us right now, and we do have studies. Mihai was mentioning earlier about the studies. We do have a study showing that 50% or more than 50% of all people used some form of biometrics type of payment in the last year. And that's a lot. Considering this part of the world, and I think it was mentioned like we're 5 or 10 years behind, that is actually a lot. Now, that created a momentum, so now it's up to us to keep that momentum going. And from a Mastercard perspective, we strongly believe that applying biometry whenever it is possible is the next logical stage. Banks invested heavily into the digital part, and that's something that I do believe that you also saw the benefits of it, and they're going to continue. But going into your second question about the friction side, frictionless authentication is also very important. Mihai was mentioning earlier that Mastercard bought companies. Yes, we did. And we did that because they were adding value into the payment ecosystem. We now have a lot of risk analysis that can be performed. Now we have a lot of data that merchants can share with issuers through our rails in order for you to actually analyze a transaction and decide if you want the authentication to happen frictionless or through an authentication method. That can be biometry. I mean, that is what Mastercard is pushing and recommending for. Then you also mentioned something about the payment ecosystem, what's going to change. And I think I heard Kostas mentioning the chats and the assistants, and I strongly believe that in the future, besides the part where we're talking about biometry, the next logical step that is already happening actually would be artificial intelligence. Sure. Even in Romania, we have so many startups right now and issuers implementing those ones concerning chatbots. I mean, chatbots are always present into our lives. And in the next years, I strongly believe that artificial intelligence combined with chatbots, combined with predictive analysis on text, on speech, will going to be something that is going to come into our lives. I think Antonetta mentioned at the beginning that she thinks that her kids will never going to put fit into a bank, into a branch, right? I also have a kid. I strongly think and hope it's going to be the same thing. And in the next years, this is the part where all of us are going to invest on the digital part, biometry, artificial intelligence. Did I summarize?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, going to Paolo now, I want to ask you about the paper. I mean, you provide solutions that reduce a lot of the paper in banks. So, how do you see this paper reduction actions in Romanian banks? Because I know that you very well know all the banks in Romania, and you've seen all the digital transformation projects, and most of them implied the reduction of using paper and switching to digital signature and so on.
I think that Romania is a good step with digitalization. I saw many projects that start also earlier compared to other countries, and I think that they remove a lot of paper. They start with the simpler process, that are the retail process, I think, that involve a huge volume of transaction, but also the process are more easy to digitalize, transform. Now I saw there is the trend is to move to other area of the bank, more complex product in retail, like the mortgage, also if the law allow digitalization of this kind of process, but also to SME or to corporate that has less volume, more complicated process. Maybe also the cost of a lending for corporate justify manual activity behind, but not the retail process. So they start with simple, with the huge amount, volume, and now they are moving to remove the paper also in all the rest of the process of the bank.
Got it. Bogdan, I know that you've mentioned, like, if I'm not mistaken, 1.2 million digital enrolled customers, right?
Active.
Active, okay, perfect. Yeah, very important fact, active clients. I'm sure that those are the ones that don't have any problem going through end-to-end digital flow, but you have also customers that maybe they are not so digital or tech savvy, so they reach maybe some bottlenecks. Where do you see customers not so digital savvy to have bottlenecks and to don't know how to do digital transactions or to access maybe a digital loan?
Let me give you an example from like our recent past. Like 2-3 years ago, we changed our mobile application for private individuals to a new one, and we get rid of the hard token for authentication to a smart token. And then we saw a big part of the clients having problems getting the credentials and the logging in and downloading the apps and so on. So we assist the clients through the call center services or even in the branches for the adoption. Yeah. Also, some clients, maybe they are not using so often the application, then they forget the credentials, and we have also to help them retrieve. And now we, from a process of retrieval from the assisted, now it's fully digital also, the retrieval. So that's one. But one, for example, is much more present now, and we try together with the clients to understand how we should do it better. It's the digital onboarding. So for new clients who wants to become Raiffisen clients, we have a fully online process. Now we have like several hundreds of clients which we have on a monthly basis, becoming Raiffisen clients without touching the branch or signing any paper, just fully digital. But for next year we have much bigger ambition. So this is something that we together with the clients we try to understand where they drop. Do they drop when we ask for the copy of the ID? They drop when we ask for the phone, for the calls, for the liveliness, So it's a UX journey where we have to see where the clients have these friction points. But also talking when the digital is something that we have to look into. Which are the next project, the next products that we have to bring on digital? And for example, looking into the financial life of our clients, we now think that we have to help the clients and to advise them also to save. Yeah, and we want to create the habit of saving, continuous saving, and we put now more focus on the pensions. We have a product in one of our subsidiaries for the Pillar 3 pension, the facultative optional pension scheme. And we see already much more demand for that, and we also advise clients to plan for their financial life and to save, because as it was mentioned before, maybe we are not the best savers in the region.
Okay, got it. Radu, I was curious because you know a lot of the projects that the banks are doing right now, and you also know Mastercard's technology, of course. So what customer experience improvements can we expect in the near future at least?
I mean, part of it was already tackled earlier, I would say, artificial intelligence, biometrics, and chatbots. But I think it matters most, and this is, we're talking about banks, but also part of the ecosystems are also the merchants. And I'm not sure how many merchants we have in the room, but on their side, there's also lots of improvements that can happen, right? I mean, if I'm looking right now at the data, we have a lot of transactions going in from mobile. And we all love a website that it's slowly loading, right? It's not that case, that it's just basics. But talking about mobile experience, it's a whole different type of beast. If you're looking at the mobile application of a mobile website, the conversion rate, it's basically half of a desktop type of transactions. So customers making a purchase from desktop versus customers making a purchase from a mobile, the conversion rate is at half. That is extremely, extremely low. So I do expect websites to start better promoting, implementing optimizations, or implementing new technologies like SDKs, and have the entire website basically for mobile built through an app. But the conversion rate needs to be addressed there. Also, we are seeing from our data things on the recurring type of side, on the recurring bidding. On the recurring side, I personally have card on file with a lot of merchants. I have with Netflix, I have with LinkedIn, I have with Google. Now, when my card expires, when my card gets changed, I need to manually go in all those websites and change my card on file. And that takes time, or I forget, My subscription expires, I'm getting frustrated. Now, issuers, and we do have a lot of help from your side, are passing the new type of information through Mastercard. So that means that merchants can actually retrieve the new card information and use it in order to prolong the subscription or the card on file seamlessly for their merchants. We do have the solutions, we do have the options. Now it's also for that part of the ecosystem to embrace it. And we do work closely with merchants to do card on file better, to do tokenization better. So I would say we're going to see a lot of improvements into that space quite soon.
Okay, got it. Going back to Kostas, I've heard some buzzwords like chatbots, I don't know, AI in the banking space. So I was curious, how do you see these developments of AI in banking, and especially and also RPA, because I know that you offer some kind of cognitive automation solutions.
Yes, correct. First of all, I have to say that the part of the robotic process automation is now adopted from the most of the large enterprises and more in Romania, not only from the financial institutes, but also from the rest of the market. We are also offering end-to-end automations to the markets we are present, and we are glad that we are partnered with the Romanian unicorn for this approach. And this is something that we combine also with our own technology. So we combine the RPA with our own AI solution for data capture, and that also is able to capture handwritten documents in Romania. So with this solution, we're able to further enhance the approach for journeys, for digital onboarding, for KYC, for KYB, for video banking. And this is something that as journeys, we work jointly with our customers. Separately, I want to say that we use in our group of companies, as Inform and as Fiakas, automations. We have created a center of excellence, so it's a well-structured organization, how to democratize and use automation within an organization. And this is what also we suggest and recommend our customers and partners to use it as next steps. We have a lot of use cases that we can discuss. Other, we're talking about external use cases with customers. It can be for support. For example, if somebody wants to cancel her debit or credit card, it can be a full process with a virtual assistant in the back with automation to do all the process automatically. It can be also internal use cases like automation in the accounting and finance for capturing invoicing and also do automatically the data entry. But also other use cases like fraud detection with conditions checks and combined as well with analytics. So these are use cases you can fully support to the analysis and also, as I said, design the full journey jointly with our customers and partners.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Bogdan, as Kostas mentions, there are a lot of things that we as customers don't see in a banking app. I know we tend to see a bank through the client filter, so see the interface, the mobile banking app, the front end after all. So we don't see a lot of back end investments there, but I'm sure that is like the iceberg image. You did a lot of the transformation where we can see. So I'm asking you how much we as customers can see in how a bank is transforming and how much is in the back end and we cannot see, like, I don't know, RPA, cloud banking, things like that.
The iceberg image is the right one. So I think what the client sees is the front end, yeah? Okay, it's the mobile or the web mainly. But behind this is the back end of that front end, and usually banks have also some legacy systems. We have to invest also there to change those legacy systems. And also the processing applications, yeah? In order to have a loan, it's not just this nice screen that you walk through as a client, but you have a decision engine behind the processing engine. So and those are also significant investments. And then comes the back office part, yeah, because you can have a nice front end, but someone behind can then take your order by hand and process it. So, so to go end-to-end digital, it's a significant investment, and that's the journey that we are still on. So, yeah, probably just by heart, 20/80 probably is the ratio. So it's a lot of investment which are not seen, because also when you are on digital, your uptime has to be much better than, let's say, 5 years ago, when the digital was like the second option after the branch. Yeah. So now, if you are down with the application for 5-10 minutes, it's already important. So investment in stability, uptime, and also cybersecurity, it's much more significant than in the past.
Got it. Thanks. I will go back to Paolo, because, and I will correlate the question with Adrian's presentation, because we discovered the decentralized identity concept. So I would ask you why banks would be interested in such kind of technology or such kind of new paradigm.
As also Adrian explained in the presentation, the purpose of having this decentralized identity, also a digital identity schema to be used by bank, is to avoid to redo what someone else already did. So the identification, for example, of a person. If you have your digital identity and was already certified by someone, why the bank have to re-implement the process of onboarding and following the rules that you know from the new law of Romania about the identification by video means, all the complication of the law, the recertification of your process. If you have already a wallet or something that is already certified, that store your identity, you don't have to reinvent nothing. You have only to use what was did by another entity without any need of certification.
And
so
looking
less cost, also for the customer, is more easy, more quick, and less responsibility also on the bank side, because the identity was already identified by someone else, not by the bank.
And integrating this into, I don't know, digital loan flow,
yes.
I will have like my identity, European identity, right? And it will be like I can log in the app with my identity or things like that.
Because one of the purpose of this identity wallet, also what the European Union have in mind, is to use this identity wallet also to substitute, for example, login with Google.
Okay, got it.
So that you can, with this identity, log in to all the services that adopt or are connected to this schema.
Yeah. Just a side note, we will have another session shortly about this digital identity and the European regulation. So at least I will have the chance to learn more about that. Okay. I have also some curiosity here about, and it's for Radu, because I wanted to ask you at the previous intervention about click to pay. You have card on file on different platforms, but I don't see it so popular in Romania. I don't know. I think I know like 3 or 4 retailers where I can put my card and be stored there and pay with. I don't know if with 1 click, but at least 2 to 3 clicks.
Fun enough, click to pay is one of my favorite topics in Mastercard.
Okay.
Now, why I don't see that much often used in Romania would be that because technically for Romanian merchant it's not yet available. For international ones it is, and you can actually make that payment using click to pay. It works just fine. Now, at Mastercard, we're right now working on enabling Romania as well for that solution. As coverage, we do have around 26, 27 countries right now. US, South America, Europe is being launched, and with great success. What Click to Pay does, just for all of us to be on the same page, is basically a solution of card on file for merchants that right now don't have a card on file. So it's out-of-the-box solution for them to enable. It can also be used by the merchants that do have a card on file, like an alternative. And considering the adoption, I think it's more of a matter of time. Because Click to Pay, what offers behind the scenes would be the full power of technology regarding tokenization, cybersecurity, authentication. So it's going to be one package, scheme agnostic, that enables all merchants to accept card on file type of solution. But more details are going to come in the future once we're enabling it. Right now, we're in the final stages of actually defining the exact timeline when Romania will going to be also enabled.
Okay, I will challenge you with another one. If you put yourself in the customer's shoes now in e-commerce, so you have to, I don't know, buy some shoes, whatever. And what friction points annoy you the most when doing this kind of payment?
Besides slow loading websites, right?
Besides that, let's say that it's a perfectly and fast response website.
Again, it's going back to what Mihai, my colleague, was saying earlier. It's all about the numbers. From the studies, because it doesn't matter what person I believe, it's more about what the data is showing. If I'm looking at the statistics, why a consumer is not finalizing the checkout process, besides the slow loading website that is going to get old quite soon. It's about the length of the checkout process. So we're seeing more and more merchants that are actually collecting data that they don't need in order to finalize a transaction. And for God's sake, that data can be collected afterwards, in the thank you page, in a following up email, into a push notification after the checkout process. So keep it simple, keep it smart. Just collect the information that it is needed, finalize the transaction. You're going to have a happy customer. He was able to make a purchase quick, and just afterwards follow up if you want to know his date of birth. You don't need to know that one from the checkout, from the start. Or you can implement digital identity solutions, if you want to verify. That's the first thing that annoys customers. And second would be about, again, a friction that is needed in order to perform security checks. As you mentioned, it's about digital security and how can we protect the customers. And then again, we're going back in circles to my first topic, which was biometry. So if you need to authenticate a transaction, please direct your customers, encourage them to leverage biometrics authentication. Not password, which is set as password, not as a PIN code. Biometrics is the most safest way to do it. And again, looking at the data, has the highest success of authentication, more than 93, 94%.
Cool, thanks. And I will slightly adjust the question for Bogdan. If you are like a customer and you want to get a loan, a digital loan from, I don't know, from Raiffisen, what annoys you in the process right now? I mean, it's not flawless, of course. For whatever bank in this world, it has some bottlenecks, some friction points. So what is the things that you will be annoyed and you are working on it right now?
I think it depends on the lending, because I think there are at least two journeys on the lending. The unsecured one, where you want something like a small amount and fast money,
Yeah.
And then when you are looking for a house, like a mortgage, the consumer loan, yeah. I think the major factor here is easiness of the journey and time to cash, And we have now a time to cash of 10 minutes, So in 10 minutes you can get the money in the account, And second, I think, is the amount and the predictability and very fast visibility on the amount that you can get, Because if you go maybe and shop around for several banks, maybe you want to see how much money you can get, So keeping the client informed about how much money he can get, what's the price, and how fast can he has the money in the account. I think these are some important points for having a very smooth experience.
Okay, got it. And I will have like a final question, and it's for all of you. It's about 2023, and how do you see next year in terms of digital transformation investments? I mean, where will you deploy money, basically, to improve efficiency in a bank? And I will continue with you, Bogdan, to back-end solutions, to more client-facing solutions.
Razvan, we are continuing, so we don't change dramatically because it's year-end or because it's 1st of January. So we have a multi-year approach, and we have to continue the investments that we have started in let's say, in the digital, which relates to the front end. Also in the back end, and for example, we are looking now into our CRM system to change things there. And another dimension for us, which is a serious one, is cloud. Yeah, so we are deploying more and more from on-prem to cloud. So we have here a clear path to take things there. So this is another investment category.
Yeah, cool. Radu, can you put an outside perspective maybe here? Where do you see investments flowing in the banking industry?
No, I think that you absolutely nailed it. You need to continue on that path, and that's clearly what you guys are thinking, your roadmap. It's clear that you're going down that path of digitization, to be honest. So not much else to add on that.
Okay, for sure, Kostas, I don't know if you heard the question about where do you see major investments in the banking transformation, in the back end, in the front end, in 2023?
I believe, yes, I consider that the banks and financial institutions are going to invest in omni-channel and also having more channels communicating with the customers. Definitely the part of the full digital solutions like full digital onboarding with contact generation, all kinds of signatures. This is something that's going to move on and be a complete journey. We see that because we see this demand because we are positioned in the area and we receive a lot of requests and we have a lot of discussions on the subject matter. With respect to the omni-channel, we also see a lot of improvements in the physical branch. We go to this phygital approach. There is a lot of documents produced in the branches, so the approach is to be as much as paperless, enhance the self-care within the branch. Again, there we see a lot of demand, and we discuss with many markets, not only with banks, but also with the telcos for the retail network, with utilities, in order to provide them tablets with biometrics for signature, or specific stands with the tablet for the self-care to enable it, and be able to capture all the data, also having all the agreements and the signature fully digital. We have also the option of the qualified electronic signature that has the same validity like the physical signature. So I believe it will be an investment in both areas. Of course, in both areas, it should be a very good integration with the backend systems and a very nice UI UX environment for the end customers.
Okay, thanks.
No,
Thank you as
it's
well.
not a joke, but because I was in a conference last week and with many creative people, and they said that they are already thinking banking to open a branch in the metaverso. So this maybe will be the argument of the next year for future banking.
Okay, I will take a chance to get more questions from the audience. I really insist to give at least one prize. Yeah, okay, perfect. We have one question. So.
Hello, my name is Bianca Paraschii from Minded. Happy to be here. I have a question for Bogdan. As he mentioned that 20% from the lending operations are initiated in online. I hope that my understanding was correct. And I was curious to find out what is the new target for the following period, let's say next year, and what is the plan to get there, to achieve it. Thank you.
So we want to have more than half in digital, yeah, next year. And it's a combination of advising clients which still walk in the branches, yeah. So if a client walks in the branch, we want to help him for the first time maybe to get used to the opportunity to take the loan on the mobile, yeah. And also to see which are the conversion rates, yeah, the funnel, where we lose clients on the which try to get a digital loan but they drop, yeah. So these are the two points where we focus now for the digital lending.
Okay, thanks. Any more questions? Okay. If not, thank you guys for joining us and for being here. See you around because we have the networking event. So I will switch to the next presentation.
Thank you, Razvan. Thank you, everyone.